Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome in. Welcome to your tarot reading. This is the Dream Clairvoyant. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you are doing well, feeling safe, and feeling blessed because you are. So let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Please remember to take what resonates and leave what does not. Holy Spirit, thank you for guiding us. What's the message for someone out there? You have unexpected income. All right. What is the message for someone out there? You have 33, which is concern. You have message of concern. I see someone here who is supposed to be giving you something, but it looks like there's a problem. There's some kind of interference here. Occupation, 34. Let's see here. Tell us more about this message. Something was supposed to be given to you, but let's see what the interference is. Lovers. So there's like a bunch of silly ways that the devil is trying to interfere with this. Okay? But I do want you guys to remember that there is nothing, and I'm talking nothing, that the enemy can do. Unless God permits. He can always step in and block the enemy from interfering. So if the enemy is able to interfere like this, you have to ask yourself why. I pretty much see that, you see this concern card. Look at how this man is sitting there and he looks worried, because I feel like there's a person, whether it's a man or woman, there's someone who is supposed to give you something. Okay? It's like that's the instruction that they were given, to make sure that you receive something. It is income. 27 is unexpected income. So it could be funds. It could be a valuable asset that would make you a lot of money, but he's struggling with that. He's wondering, where are you? What's happening here? There is someone interfering. There's someone interfering with this. The person who's interfering with you receiving this unexpected income is actually a worker. They're showing up as 34, the occupation card. The occupation is someone who has some kind of specialty. You know, it's very different from the toil and labor card. So you know there's different levels of work. Toil and labor would be more so of that like entry level kind of job. Like a lower ended kind of job where perhaps the work condition isn't the best and there's some level of exploitation, you know. Occupation would be like you have some kind of skill, some kind of educational background as well. And then you have the official person card in the deck. The official person is more so of a professional. So whoever this individual is that is interfering with this, they have an occupation. They are working for some kind of company here. We're just going to call it an organization. And I feel like their task, their job duty was so simple. Their job duty was to reach out to you. It's just that simple. All right. They were given a task to reach out to you. 18 is the dog. The dog is all about being honorable in character, being trustworthy and supportive. 39 is community. The community, your community represents the people who support you. So there's something here about support. Why is this person interfering? Why are they not doing the task? 17 is the stork. The stork is all about rising to the top, elevation. Number 6. Number 6 is the cloud, a lack of clarity. Tell us more about this message. I want to understand this more. 34, this one just fell out. It was really 34 that came out. 34 is the fish. The fish represents resources, trade, and commerce. Okay. This worker here, this employee here, so there's two people. There's a man or woman who I see at the top of this organization, and there's something that they are wanting to give you. There's something they were supposed to give you. They are instructing someone who is of a lower ranking, so like a subordinate. They are instructing this worker here, who's represented by 34. Excuse me. They are instructing this person to, so sorry, you guys. Okay. They are instructing this person to pretty much communicate with you, right? To reach out to you. And typically that's how it is in organizations. There is a chain of command. You have different people for different tasks. The person who they gave this task to has a lot of secrets. There are things that this person has been doing in this organization. It almost feels like they have different affiliations, so they're not loyal. They're not loyal nor committed to the organization that they're working for, because I feel like they are dibbling and dabbling in other organizations. Okay, they are affiliated with outside organizations. So in a way, you have to ask yourself, okay, is this someone who is loyal? Is this someone who's committed? No, I don't believe this person is. I believe this person is pretending. That's why they're showing up as the dog. They're pretending to be honorable in character. They're pretending to be supportive, as if they support the organization that they work for, but really they don't. And that's why you have community. Community, again, it is representing the people who support you. This worker here, this employee, is really a trickster. They know how to make themselves look, honorable and supportive, but actually they're two-faced. Why are they doing this? Why are they affiliating with outside sources, outside organizations? Well, this person wants status. They want some level of elevation that they feel they're not getting within this organization. All right. So that's where you have 27, which is, or not 27, 17, which is the stork. And the stork is all about rising to the top, elevation. Again, this person wants status. They want to be looked up to. They want to be at the very top of the chain of command. And it's difficult. It's difficult for them to get to the very top. And so I do feel like they are reaching out to other, organizations, outside sources to get what it is that they want. So this person is really a betrayer. Number 6 is the cloud. The cloud represents a lack of clarity. I feel like what the cloud is saying is this person is so good at disguising what they've been doing in this organization that it like God would really have to shine his light for this person to be exposed, because I feel like they've been doing this for a very long time in this organization. Now they are not reaching out to you. They're not working with you like how they're supposed to. I feel like this person's actually lying. It's almost like they're making it seem like they have tried to reach out to you, but there was some kind of obstacle in the way. They're acting like it's a challenge reaching you. Wow. Be very careful with this person, because here's another thing that I'm seeing. I actually feel like you may know who this individual is, or you may have crossed paths with them in some way, shape, or form. This is a person who's pretending like they've made efforts to reach you. So let me give you an example of just how ridiculous this person is. This is an individual who would come to your community, but they're not gonna actually get out of their car and come knocking at your door. You know what I'm saying? So they're making it look like they're actually doing the task, but they're not completing the task. And they're lying that there's like some kind of interference, some kind of obstacle. This individual, I do feel like you saw this person, because there are times where you are curious about this person. You're like, who is that person who I saw? Or who is that person? Maybe they did, somehow have some kind of interaction with you, and you're still thinking about them. They stood out to you. There's something about this person that stood out to you. And you're wondering, could this be a soulmate? So you're wondering, is this something romantic? No, it's not. It's actually connected to your career, your finances, and this blessing that God has prepared for you, which I do believe you will receive in his perfect timing. But I just feel like there's something about this individual that you know about, but I feel like you're not seeing them correctly, which is why the magnifying glass is here. This is actually someone who is pretty, I would say this person's dangerous. And I don't mean that in a, like, they're not going to physically harm you or anything, but I do feel like this person plays dirty. This is someone who I also see is connected to the corporate world. So they have gotten their hands dirty. They're full of trickery and deceit. And they know how to, they know how to pull strings, is just what I'm going to say about this individual. So if they really want to backstab you, they can. This is someone who does have the ability to being very malicious. Number 4 is the House. I feel like if you met this person, you crossed paths with them, you got some kind of glimpse of this person, and you're wondering if they are meant to be like a soulmate or something, is what I see. Yeah, because the House is here. The House is something personal. So you are wondering if this was like a soulmate, like someone who was supposed to be a lover, someone who you can really have in your life. The House card is representing your personal life. That's your home. 25 is the ring. The ring is all about commitments. All right, loyalty. So you are looking at this person as a possible romantic suitor. You got it all wrong. This was actually someone who was supposed to inform you. They are working for some kind of organization. I feel like this person works for corporate. They were supposed to work with you. They were supposed to collaborate with you, and they're not doing so. So what is it that you're being called to do? Let me see here. What is it that you're being called to do? This may be something that you would have to do yourself, Let me see here. If you have all the information. Oops. Let me shuffle better. What is it that you're being called to do? What's your guidance message? Wealthy man in the reverse. Oops. $11 is sudden wealth. What is it that you're being called to do? 13 is the Child. Wealthy man in the reverse. Why is the wealthy man in the reverse? The wealthy man is someone who's affluent. He's successful. He could be a business owner, entrepreneur, investor. Compass. The compass is representing guidance and direction. Guidance and direction. Bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to see what your guidance message would be. Sudden wealth. Of course, the Child card is here. The Child card is all about new beginnings. The Child card could also represent innocence, naivety. There's someone around you. There's someone around you who is expecting your loyalty and commitment. It's almost like they've claimed you. It's almost like they want you to serve them. The way you're showing up as Child, because remember when I said earlier, I said there's nothing that the enemy can do, right? That God Like there's nothing that the enemy can do if God doesn't permit it. So God can step in at any time to stop the enemy, is what I mean. God can step in. We call it divine intervention. He can remove every obstacle. He can stop the enemy. If he hasn't, then you have to ask yourself why. Could there be something that God is still requesting you to do? I believe this is pertaining to your personal life. And it may be connected to your family, the child. You have people around you who want to use you for their own agenda, and they don't want to let you go so that you can go and serve the Lord. It's almost like they don't want you to spread your wings and fly and go and live the life that God has for you. They want you to be bound to them so that they can use you. For those of you who are spiritually powerful, be careful, because they may even be trying to harvest your energy, where they're using your spiritual power as a source of power for themselves. Okay? Your spirit is very powerful, and your spirit exudes, it exudes power. And it's almost like the people around you are trying to capture, they're trying to harvest that power that you exude from your spirit. And then they go and harvest it, which really is a form of witchcraft. It's like they're using your spirit as a source of power to fuel their agenda, to get what they want. It's almost as if they are leeches. You have these people who want to leech off of you. In the physical realm, we call them narcissists. Narcissists are energy vampires, but I want to make something very clear to you guys. There's a difference between an energy and a spirit. Don't get those two mixed up. Your spirit is what is inside of your body. Your body is like a vessel that is hosting your spirit. Okay? But your spirit releases energy. So an energy is connected to a spirit. It's like a force that your spirit gives off. It's very important to know the difference so that you can really understand the depths of this kind of spiritual warfare that's happening around you. I see someone who was born into a family of just very dark individuals who cannot produce anything on their own because they are in spiritual darkness. They've chosen spiritual darkness. And just like how plants need light to grow, is exactly how as human beings, we need the light of God to grow. In the light is where we grow. In the light of God is where we grow. It's where we prosper. It's where we produce, where we succeed. And so those who choose to live in spiritual darkness, there's no growth in the dark. And so they're not able to truly succeed. And you can tell. Some of you come from families where you know that you are just the star because your life turned out to be far different than their life. And that's because you chose a different path. You chose a different spiritual life. You chose spiritual light over darkness. So the outcome of your life is going to be far different from the outcome of theirs. Now, I always teach you guys that light and darkness don't go together. And this is pertaining to your family as well. You cannot be of light wanting to stay connected, wanting to mingle and mix with those who have chosen. They've used their free will to choose spiritual darkness. Light and darkness don't go together. If they try to go together, there will be a what? A clash. Which is why in many of your families, they don't get along with you because there is division. And that division is a spiritual division. It is a spiritual divide. Under one household, you'll have 3 people who are against God and 2 people who are for God. Okay? Everything that I'm saying, it's actually scripture that I'm referencing. The Lord said it himself. The Lord said he came. He has come to bring division between light from darkness. That's how he will know who is of him and who is not of him. So the house will be divided. The house will be divided because in one household, some relatives will truly be evil and other relatives will be good. And so just know that just because you are connected to someone by blood, it doesn't mean that you're connected to them by the Spirit. And that's why they don't like you. I've seen family households where they don't get along. Okay, and they may have their reasons why, oh, he did this to me, oh, she did this to me. The truth is, there's already a spiritual divide. Each relative has chosen a different spiritual life. They've chosen a different path to take. And so there's bound to be a physical divide. Because in order for anything to happen in the physical realm, it must first take place in the spiritual realm. So if there are families that are separated physically, they're not talking to each other, then that means spiritually, there's already a divide. Light and darkness don't go together. And so this is where family secrets are going to come out. I see a child of God here. You belong to God, but you come from an earthly family, okay? And we don't get to decide who our family will be. We don't get to decide who our parents will be, who our siblings will be. It's out of our hands. But when you become adults and you start thinking for yourself and forming your own experiences, if you truly choose to serve the Lord, you don't have to prioritize your family. You prioritize God over your family. I see a child here who is literally like this bright star, but around them is nothing but darkness. It's the people around you. These people, believe it or not, are heavily involved in witchcraft. So much to the point where they have been trying to harvest your spiritual power for their own work, for their own agenda. Hello, my beautiful people. Thank you for watching this exclusive tarot reading. I welcome you to watch the complete version by visiting the website link in the description box and pinned in the comment section. In the complete tarot reading, we uncover the depths of this family situation which you are connected to. To watch more, visit the link in the description box.